If I had to describe The Last of Us 2 with only one word, it would be bold. This may be the most bold game I've ever experienced in my lifetime. It's bold for many reasons, and its boldness might have caused some problems with the fan base. But before we get into that, let me just say this game deserves a lot more credit than it has gotten, and the leaks were terrible for everyone involved. And definitely wanted to say that the people who listened to the leaks and gave up on the game before the game even came out are not real fans. Real fans do not look at leaks. Why would you look at a leak when the creator created something even better than the leak, when you can really experience it the way it was supposed to be? So with that being said, everyone who was already off the ship before the game even came out, I do not care to hear your opinion. Sorry. I only care to hear the opinions of people who have actually played the game and beaten it. Now, here's my opinion. The original game, The Last of Us, has one of the best stories ever told in video game form. And The Last of Us 2 did not disappoint me with its story. Was it tough? Yes. Was it bold? Yes. Did it go exactly the way I wanted it to? No. Am I okay with that? Yes. Was I involved and deeply engaged the whole time? Of course. The game can feature one of the most engaging storylines if you let it. I did not care to watch trailers of this game. I did not care to read the leaks. I really wanted to experience this game by itself for what it was and see what it's all about. And I think with that approach, I got the most out of it. I streamed the entire game front to back, and the people who were with me on day one when we first started were with me at the very end of the journey. And most of them were saying, I love this story. This is like a movie. Yes, but that is a complaint for a lot of people, and that's totally fine. If you don't like your games to be like a movie, if you like your games to be action nonstop, totally understand. This isn't the game for you. I don't think this is a game for everybody. I think this is a very slow-paced game. I think it has to be slow-paced to give the characters enough attention that they deserve and to build the story up for the long run, because this is a very long game. I also think it is slowly paced in some areas because it allows for more excitement. If the game is at a 10 the whole time and there's no quiet moments, you would be bored. You would be numb to all the excitement, to everything, all the action that's going on. So this game has a lot of slow moments that are interrupted by intense and visceral moments. But back to the storyline. Here's where the spoilers start. Joel dies and everybody flips shit over it. Now, people are flipping shit for different reasons. How he died, why he died, when he died, who killed him, and yada yada yada. If you spend a lot of time looking at the details of any movie or of any story, it's hard to have that story hold up against intense scrutiny. So I don't care for intense scrutiny because I'm not here for that. I'm here for the bigger picture. And the bigger picture of Joel's death is a result of what he did in the first game. It doesn't matter how he died. It doesn't matter when he dies. It matters why he died. Because of his own actions. You reap what you sow. At the end of the first game, I was blown away by the fact that Joel decided to save Ellie, and I was so happy. I was in love with that idea. And it felt like a fairy tale ending. But life is not a fairy tale, and Naughty Dog understands that. And he had to pay for his actions. There were consequences. Was it brutal? Yes. And you can see my reaction right here to his death.
Joel, please get up!
I was a mess. I was a wreck. But I understood I was supposed to feel this way. I was supposed to feel enraged. I was supposed to hate Abby and hate this group of people like Ellie would. We were in Ellie's shoes. That is what is awesome about this game, is it really makes you feel what the characters are going through. I was mad as hell. And then halfway through the game, when you switch characters and play as Abby, I was enraged. I did not want to play anymore. I was so pissed off and so confused as to why am I playing as this girl. But I kept going with it because I trusted the creators. I trusted the writers. I trusted the direction. And I got more out of it than I thought I would. I understood why we're playing as Abby. I started to see from Abby's point of view. I started to feel for Abby. She changes a lot. No doubt in my mind, do I believe that Abby is ruthless. Deep down, she can be the most ruthless, one of the most dark characters in the whole game. As dark as Joel. But throughout our playtime with her, she gets a change of heart and she sees the innocence in Yara and Lev and is deeply affected by them and is deeply affected by the trauma that came from killing Joel. It wasn't an easy thing for anybody, but it had to be done because Joel killed her dad. And now Abby has killed Ellie's dad. So Ellie wants revenge, and everyone was so obsessed with Ellie getting revenge on Abby. But by the time it came down to the final conflict, not the final conflict, but the final conflict in the theater, my heart was pounding. I did not know what was going to happen. All I knew is that I did not want Abby, nor did I want Ellie to die. From the beginning of the game, when I was swearing to God that I would kill that bitch, Abby. If you're not gonna let him live. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this girl?
You stupid old man.
I swear to fucking God, you hit him. I swear.
To rush this.
I will fucking kill you. To the end of the game, begging that Ellie does not kill Abby says a lot about this game for me. The deepness, the level of character, the level of morality, the blurred lines of humanity. That's what this game's all about. And if it didn't go your way, I'm sorry, but you are missing out. The real winners in this are the ones who enjoyed what Naughty Dog created. And I'm one of those people. And the people who watch me play are some of those people too. We had a great time with this game. I had a great time with this game. The storyline is a 10 out of 10 for me. It delivers the same amount of deepness, of thought, and of care, and of attention as the original. My only gripe with the story, and again, it's not my story, so I can't complain. It's not mine. It's theirs. They can do whatever they want with the characters, whatever they want with the story, is that I did not enjoy the final chapter where Ellie was going to go kill Abby again, because I thought it was done. When Abby let Ellie live, I cried because that was amazing. Abby was the one who showed remorse. Abby was the one who understood this cycle of violence would never end and just wanted it to end there and there. She killed Jesse. Yes, fuck that. I was so pissed that Jesse died. Don't forget about Jesse. No one will. They named the baby JJ after Jesse Jr. Or is JJ Jesse and Joel. Take that as you want, but Jesse will not be forgotten, and it really sucked to watch his character die. But what was crazy is when Manny died from Tommy, I felt the same way that I felt when Jesse died. When I saw Manny die, I was stunned and I was shocked just as much as I was shocked and stunned when Jesse died. And Jesse was a father. So that goes to show you how awesome this game is in terms of making us feel for each character. Now, people are making this weird theory and coming out about manipulation and all this nonsense. Really, it doesn't matter how they do it, it's that they do it. I don't pay attention to those things. I just play as this character, and as I'm playing as this character, I start to understand her. I start to see from her point of view. I don't understand what's so manipulating about that. How is it manipulation just to see the other person's life, to walk in the other person's shoes? That's not manipulation, that's just perspective. That complaint is ridiculous. The storyline had me crying, had me in awe, had me shocked, had me so happy every time Abby was able to save Lev or Lev was able to save Abby. It had me so happy every time Ellie was able to just find happiness for a split second with Dina and Jesse, and just being around them and seeing how happy she was in some moments was really worth it. And I wished Ellie was as much of a good person as Abby was. I felt like, yes, they did make Abby seem a little bit better, but again, I understand that Abby is ruthless and cutthroat. Deep down, she can be. She was no angel, but she did lose all of her friends. Ellie lost her dad. Abby lost her dad and all of her friends because of Ellie's vengeance. So Abby definitely suffered enough already. Then she gets captured and tortured for months, hung up, freaking malnourished, looking terrible. And people still think she didn't suffer enough. People still wish she would have died. I was so mad when Ellie went back, when Ellie wanted to go and kill Abby, when Tommy showed up telling her where she was at. Oh my goodness, I could not believe that Tommy did not let it go. I could not believe that Ellie was having a hard time letting it go. But I'm not them. I don't know Joel. I was able to let it go because I saw the perspective of each character, and I saw the cycle of violence and vengeance that would lead to nothing but destruction. Kudos to the game for that. I think the storyline went to places I never thought it would, and it was incredibly bold. I had no idea that Joel died. None. People were mad about the marketing lying to us, making us think that Joel was they can do that. Like, that's your fault. Like, just enjoy the game. Don't go in there with preconceived notions. Don't listen to anything. Just go with the flow. Be surprised. It's like in God of War, if Cory Balrog said, oh, you're not going to get the Blades of Chaos, and then you get the Blades of Chaos, are you going to complain? Are you going to be like, oh, he lied to us, you know? Doesn't make sense. And these gamers who are mad about Joel not being in the game, not playing as him, are probably the same gamers who would be mad that Kratos is a dad and in Norse mythology now. If some gamers had their way, we would be having the same thing every year, like Call of Duty and Madden. This is an artist's creation. This isn't a studio just pumping out games to make more money and to sell more copies. And I respect that. So that's how I feel about the storyline. Let's get to the gameplay. The gameplay is more or less the same as The Last of Us. A lot of people don't like that. I have no problem with that because it's a more refined version of the combat in The Last of Us. And I don't have a problem with it because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I had nothing wrong with The Last of Us combat, and I have nothing wrong with this game's combat. It is incredibly thrilling and exciting and violent, beautiful to look at with the animations and the performances, and just incredibly brutally gory. It's everything I want. I love that you feel the impact of every action, every gunshot, every strike, every punch, every stab, every throw, everything. You feel it. It pulls no punches. So I love that. And I love how you can try to be sneaky as possible, but eventually someone's going to see you, something's going to go wrong, and you have to improvise and react. I think it would be boring if I was stealthy the whole way, but that's just my playstyle. I'm not saying your playstyle is wrong. I'm just saying I like that the game offers the different playstyles. There are times where I just go in guns blazing and I have a freaking ball. Like, I just feel badass. And then there are times in the game where I feel like, whoa, there's way too many enemies and I need to be more sneaky. So I love that the game has those options for the player. The settings are awesome. I'm really happy that there's a lot of different scenery in this game, a lot of different environments. One of my favorite additions to this game are the new open areas where you can really explore and do whatever you want. And you have to understand, the gameplay reflects the story, reflects the world. She's got to survive. So of course, in real life, I would be searching all these different rooms and all these different cupboards and drawers to find things that I can use to help me in my quest. The game has amazing sceneries and is one of the most beautiful video games of all time. It might damn near be the most beautiful game I've ever played. And it's not just because of the graphics, it's because of the in-game performances by all the actors. Top notch, some of the best performances I've seen in gaming ever. And some of the best character animations I've ever seen. It's so believable and real and fluid, the way these characters move and react and use the weapons, and just everything they do seems perfectly animated. Like, they took a lot of time and they redid a lot of the animations to just get it right there, to get it perfect. There are exciting levels too. There are two very, very exciting levels that I remember were like from a horror film, like from Resident Evil, and I was shocked and I was just like, holy crap, I am not ready for this. And that's how the character would be in the game in real life. Not ready. What the hell is that thing? There was two moments like that and I just loved it. I loved how the game just kept surprising me when there was a slow moment and boom, just intensity raised to 10 real quick. It does a great job of never making you feel too safe or too comfortable. And as I was saying earlier with the story, that I did not like the final act where Ellie goes to kill Abby for the final time. But I will say I'm glad that happened, because those levels in the final act are some of my favorite levels to replay. There are just so many bad guys to kill and so many different ways to kill them, and the setting is awesome. Santa Barbara looks beautiful. The houses are really cool. The interiors are awesome to move through, and I felt like I could be really sneaky and really almost evil in how I dispatched my foes. And it also gave me some Max Payne 3 vibes, and I really loved Max Payne 3. So yeah, if you felt the Max Payne 3 vibes, let me know on the Santa Barbara levels. This game doesn't deserve as much negativity as it's gotten, and I think a lot of that started with the leaks. And people who pay attention to leaks, like I said, are not real fans, because real fans do not want things spoiled for them. Real fans want to experience the creation the way the creators wanted it to be experienced. And I'm very glad I got to experience it the way they wanted. I'm very glad that I got to enjoy one of the greatest games of all time twice. Basically, The Last of Us was my favorite game of all time, and now the sequel came out, and it's right there as one of my favorite video games of all time. I cannot wait to beat it again. I'm going to platinum it, and I'm going to play on the hardest difficulty to really get in that survivor mentality and play a little bit more realistically. Because I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of times where I was just having fun with the combat, just blowing people up with those explosive arrows and shit. They have explosive arrows in this game. How can you not enjoy that? Like, I don't understand it. So with that being said, The Last of Us 2 felt like a gut punch. It was just so bold and so creative and so surprising and shocking that I didn't even know how to process it while I was playing it. My emotions were all over the place, which is crazy to say about a video game. A video game, you want it to be clear cut. Oh, this is the bad guy. I'm the good guy. I'm going to go kill the bad guy. Oh, I win. Game over, And in this game, it's not like that. There's no fan service. It's nothing simple about it. It is a very complex and complicated narrative with awesome characters. Well, I wouldn't even say awesome, because they're awesome to play as, but they are tough characters. Very tough, resilient characters who have been through a lot and are just trying to figure it all out. And I love that, because if these are the last people, the Last of Us, then it would not be easy. None of the decisions they make would be easy. None of the choices they have in front of them would be easy to decipher. Oh, this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way I'm supposed to react, And I think one of the most beautiful moments I will never forget is when Abby let Ellie go. So Abby saw Owen and Mel dead. Mel was pregnant. She was ready to kill Dina. She was ready to slit Dina's throat when she was pregnant. Ellie says she's pregnant, and Abby was even more happy that she was pregnant to kill her because of vengeance, because it's like eye for an eye. Mel was pregnant, but who was there to stop Abby? Who was there to show Abby that this was wrong, that she needed to grow, that she needed to have less hate in her heart, that the hate would not do anything good? It was Lev, the little boy who's been with her throughout almost her entire journey in the game. The little boy who saved her. Abby was going to die, but Lev saved her. And then Lev saved her again from vengeance. And so Abby doesn't kill Dina and doesn't kill Ellie and lets them live. And even in the beginning, they let Ellie live because they only had beef with Joel. And Abby says one of the most powerful lines in the whole game. She said, I gave you a second chance. I let you live and you wasted it. You killed all my friends. Again, Abby lost her dad and all of her friends because of Tommy, Joel, and Ellie. Ellie only lost Joel and Jesse, yes, but only Joel when she started to kill all of Abby's friends. So for Abby to forgive her was amazing, and I just wish Ellie could have forgave Abby. That is my one big gripe. But I understand Ellie was younger than Abby. Ellie's still a teenager. She's still hot-blooded and fueled. And she's also angry that she was so mean to Joel when she found out the truth. She was still hurting from that, and they were just about to restart anew. We find out at the end of the game that she was ready to try to forgive him, which was so beautiful. And I love the flashbacks. The flashbacks with Joel and Ellie are incredible. I'm so happy they had that in the game. I wish they had more. And I'm so glad we got to play as Joel in the first opening minutes of the game. just that freaking pony ride, that horse ride with the brother. I took so many pictures in my second playthrough so far. And yeah, Joel will be missed. But Joel did some fucked up things. And The Last of Us takes place in a fucked up world. So you reap what you sow. And yeah, that's my thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2. It's one of those games that just, I don't think there will be anything ever like it. And for that, it is a masterpiece in my eyes and a 10 out of 10. I don't know if there will ever be a game that it goes this deep and complex with their characters and asks the gamer, asks the player to be as patient and as thoughtful and as reflective as any game has ever asked any player ever, probably. It's not a one-note game. It's a very, very, very complex artistic creation. And you might think I'm praising it a bit too much, but hey, I enjoyed it. I'm allowed to praise, just like y'all are allowed to condemn and hate. I love this game as much as I loved God of War, as much as I loved Amazing Spider-Man, as much as I loved Red Dead Redemption. And you know what's crazy? I never beat Red Dead Redemption 2. People want to talk about pacing. Red Dead Redemption 2 was so slow for me. I just couldn't get around traveling everywhere on a horse. That was so much. But I bet it's an amazing game. You know, I'm not going to like knock it. I won't say like, oh, that game's crap, it's boring, I got to drive, you know, like, no, one day I will experience that game. I just wasn't ready for that. And I feel like some gamers and some players just weren't ready for this game to take the route that it took. They just weren't ready and they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. But I think the leaks really hurt the game, and I feel bad for the creators, but it is on track to be the #1 best-selling PS4 exclusive of all time, fastest selling game on PS4, I believe. So hey, I'm happy as hell. That's a win, because this game deserves it, and the creators deserve it, and they deserve that recognition. And I just wish a lot of more people can be patient with it and thoughtful with it and really just accept it for what it is and not be so critical, because who are we to be so critical? You know, I don't take criticism from people who don't do what I do, because you don't know what it takes to make something like this, you know. And if you don't like it, create your own thing, you know. That's just how it is. There might be legit reasoning for people being mad about Joel's death, but again, they're the ones who are losing. They're the ones that are hurting, and I feel sorry for them. Like, I wish they could just let go of those little details that they think don't add up, because the sum is so much better than the parts in this game. The overall experience is unforgettable and incredible. And shit, I wish they'd make a Last of Us 3. I don't give a damn if it's whole new characters. I don't care. People are attached to these characters, Ellie and Joel, yes. But we have The Last of Us 1 for that. The Last of Us gave us that, everything we want out of those characters. The Last of Us 2 gave us something entirely new. So I will not hate it for that. I will not condemn the game for that. I respect and admire that. I respect and admire how bold Naughty Dog was. Make sure you take out Video Game Donkey's review. Donkey did a great job. Probably a way better job than I could ever do at reviewing this game. But I just wanted to defend this game and give my piece and my thoughts and my experience with it, because it's just getting so much unnecessary hate, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I'm not gonna go pick fights, because like I said, if you enjoyed the game, you're the real winner. We're the real winners, because that's what this game was made for, to be enjoyed and to be played all the way through and to be ultimately experienced the right way. So that's it from me. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about The Last of Us Part 2. Let me know if you plan to play it again, if you've already beaten it, if you haven't beaten it. And you can watch my full playthrough beginning to end on my Twitch channel. It's going to be www.twitch.tv/electric11. That is me. That is your boy. The next game I will stream beginning to end is Ghost of Tsushima, which I cannot wait. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below again what you guys think. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, I'm completely fine. Please don't be hateful in the comments, because you're not putting anything good into the world if you're just hateful. So that's that. My name is Alec Garza. I had a pleasure making this video and talking about this game. Hope you enjoyed listening, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.